Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Madden Gaming, and I'm back with another Madden 24 reaction. And today we got the best coaching adjustments you need in Madden 24. Okay, so some more tips and tricks. This one is for coaching adjustments. I never really did the coaching adjustment thing. Like even picking a play, I just picked the coach suggestions. I never really, some here and there sometimes if I wanted to run the ball a little bit more. But hey, this could open my eyes to some new things, and maybe it can open your eyes to some new things for you guys too that's been playing Madden for a long time or that's just getting to Madden. But before I hop into this reaction, I need you guys to like this video right now. Subscribe to your boy if you want more reactions just like this one. And without further ado, jump right into it.
One of the most
Alright,
important
let's
things you
go.
need to know about in Madden is how to set up your coaching adjustments properly. And a lot of people don't even know that these exist in general. So today I'm going to go over the best coaching adjustments and how you want to set them up for success in Madden 24. Now, to pull up your coaching adjustments at the play call screen, you want to use the R3 button, which is going to be your right joystick. You want to click that in like a button, and it's going to pull up your coaching adjustments. Now, on offense, it's not nearly as important as on defense. There's way more options on defense, but there are some important ones for offense.
I never really actually seen this screen.
And intermediate pass catching, you really want to leave this alone because this is just setting it up in a way that you're telling your AI receivers to go for rat catches or go for more aggressive catches. You want to choose that on the fly for the best success. You want to press the button for your receiver to do a rat catch, a possession catch.
Oh, so it would just do it automatically for you?
You don't want to leave.
Damn, I did not know that.
And if you don't like to click on and make the catch yourself, it's better to just leave it on balance because usually if you're letting the AI do it anyway, they'll typically pick the right one every time, and that's really important. Now, really
okay.
I do want to mention that I do have a Patreon page where I post the
I just learned something new right then, right at the start of the video.
Check that out and take your game to the highest level possible. Make sure to check out the link in the pinned comment below. Now, for blocking and ball carrier, these two are going to be situational. For the most part, I keep these on balanced. However, there are situations where you're going to want to change them. With blocking, I never use conservative. However, aggressive, there are some instances where you'll want to use this. Typically, it'll be like a 4th and short. Now, the
okay.
Increase the chance of getting a holding penalty. It doesn't have
half
the time, but you do increase that chance. So that's why I like to use this.
I wonder if your skill level is like on pro, does it just keep on doing that too?
In a game with the game on the line, or especially if you're on the goal line and you need that go-ahead touchdown, that's when you turn this on because it's worth risking. When you really need to try to either put the game away or take a late lead, you want to put this on aggressive because it will help you pick up those extra yards. And the same thing with ball carrier. In those same situations, I put ball carrier on aggressive as well because it's going to allow you to make more tackles in those situations. Now,
damn, I did not know that.
If you're in that same situation on a 4th and short, you want to put this on aggressive as well because you want to give yourself the best chance to convert for those yards. This is going to give you a much higher chance of breaking tackles. Obviously, it's going to give you an increased chance of fumbling, but if it's 4th and short anyway, it's do or die on that play, so you're fine. But sometimes I even will throw this on if it's like a 3rd down and I'm on the goal line and I'm just really trying to break the goal line because the chances of fumbling are a lot smaller when you're only holding the ball for that split second anyway. So I will use ball carrier aggressive sometimes on a 3rd and goal as well. But on 4th and goal or 4th and short, usually I'm putting both of these on aggressive.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket and watch your favorite NFL teams' out-of-market Sunday games live all season.
Now, there's also some instances where you want to use ball carrier on conservative as well. This is going to decrease the chance of a fumble. Now, I have seen people still fumble with conservative, but it's a lot less likely. It doesn't happen very often, and if it does, that's just extremely unlucky. Typically, you don't have to worry about that. Now, the bad part about this is that you cannot do special moves on conservative. You can't spin, you can't...
Damn. You can't spin move, you can't juke move.
Okay, but the spin isn't that good, the hurl isn't good. So, there's a lot of times where...
Oh, the spin is not even that good this year? Damn. That's disappointing.
If you're up with a lead late in the game or you're kind of driving to go for that game-winning field goal or even a game-tying field goal to get it to overtime, you want to be on conservative because you want to limit any of the random stuff that can happen to you. You don't want a random fumble on a game-winning drive or the drive where you're trying to just run out clock and get out with the win.
That's
you
true.
Increase any chance of any random bad things happening to you. And to do that, you want to be on ball carrier conservative so you are less likely to fumble. Now, some people like me like to leave this on all game. I tend to leave ball carrier on conservative quite a bit, especially if you're more of a passer and most of your runs are coming from shotgun inside zones anyway. You're not really in situations where you're breaking a lot of big runs, so I'd rather just not fumble. Some people would just rather play the whole game and just limit all of the random things that can happen to them because it gives you a better chance to win. Sure, sometimes in the open field you will not be able to pull off that juke that could lead to a bigger play, but for me, I think the benefit of almost never fumbling is a way bigger benefit than being able to fake out a defender here or there. So I typically go on conservative more times than not all game because I just want to limit any of that random stuff from happening and give myself the best chance to win. Hey, if you're still here at this point of the video and you haven't subscribed yet, you might as well join the family and subscribe because you're pretty much already a part of the family anyway. I post the best Madden tips all year long. I'm trying to hit 1 million subscribers one day and I definitely need your help and it will be greatly appreciated. Now on the defensive side of the ball, there's more options here. The first one is auto flip defensive play call. Now this is on by default, and for most players, I recommend keeping this on. If you're a beginner or if you're somebody that does not like to do anything advanced on defense, you kind of just call the play and leave it as it is. You call the cover 3, you don't adjust.
That's me.
Cover 2 or man defense, and you don't adjust it. You just call it as it is and run the stock play. Leave this on every time. Don't worry about it. Now, if you're more advanced, there are some situations where it does make sense to turn it off. If you're running a certain formation and you want it to be the same every time, you don't want it to auto flip because you have a certain blitz setup that you like to use and you want it to be the same every single time, then you would turn this off. But this is really only if you're more advanced, and if you are more advanced, you already know how to use this feature anyway. So for most people watching that are probably more beginner or intermediate, you might just want to leave this on if you're just not making too many adjustments as is. Auto alignment, I personally keep this on default. However, you can use base align if you're more of a zone player because base aligning the defense, what it does is it kind of lines up the secondary pretty much the same every play, gives them the same look. So this actually is beneficial to disguising your coverages when you're in zone. So if you're in a cover 3 or a cover 2, you'll actually have the same look of a too high safety every play, and it makes it a little bit harder for your opponent to read. So if you're someone that does not really use man defense and you just switch up your zone calls all game, you can put this on base align to help give that extra disguise to your coverage. But if you are going to ever call man, make sure that this is on default, or make sure that you go turn it on default before calling a man play because you really don't want to be base aligned in a man defense because that's going to leave you at a disadvantage. Now for ball and air defense, this kind of depends on the player. Now for me, I like to click on and decide what to do with my players themselves. I want to choose.
Ain't gonna lie, I got burned too many times clicking on because I play on the line of scrimmage when I'm on defense. I know that's a little weird, but that's how I've always just played Madden.
What they're going to do is go for the interception. So if you want your balls in the air, that's what
I'm choosing that one right there, guys.
However, when they do go play ball, I think you also kind of give up the chance for a big play. You do give up that chance for them to miss for the receiver to aggressive catch you or just get a big
I think it depends on the offense you're going up against.
High risk, high reward. If you're a high risk, high reward player, then you want to put it on play.
No risk it, no biscuit.
Is what you want to use really if your opponent is a guy that likes to do a lot of aggressive catching. If he just likes to throw a lot of one-on-one balls, then you want to put it on play receiver because this will make them kind of go for the hit stick on the receiver and separate him from the ball. So if you got a guy that likes to throw it up to DK Metcalf or Mike Evans every play and just try to go up and just moss you, just catch it on your head top, put this on play receiver and that will help. Now the one I like the most personally is SWAT ball because I think it's the safest one to use. Again, I'm usually clicking on to decide what I want to do with my player, but in the event that they click me on the wrong guy, I'd rather the AI go for the SWAT because when they go for the pick, a lot of times they will dumb out. It's high risk, high reward, but for the SWAT, I find that
it's more of a balance. I see.
On the wrong guy, I'll at least get the incompletion most of the time. I don't have to worry about giving up a crazy catch. So I like SWAT ball the most personally. Now with cornerback matchups, myself, I don't usually mess with this much. I leave it on balance. But if you're going to use it, I would either go by overall or by speed. I don't like to do this by height or by route running or depth chart. I go by overall, so you got best guy on best guy, or you can always go by speed because speed does matter the most in Madden. So especially if you're playing a team that has like some really fast guys like the Dolphins, for example, you might want to line them up by speed because there's just too many burners everywhere. Option defense, this one is extremely important. Always have this on conservative. I don't care who you are, this should always be on conservative because with read options, a lot of times the defense will never play the QB and they will give up huge, easy gains to the quarterback, like a guy like Lamar Jackson.
I've definitely seen a couple of highlights of that.
Touchdowns if you get caught in a blitz.
That's yeah.
The quarterback is the most dangerous person in the
100%.
So you always want this on conservative, which will force your defense to only focus on the quarterback. They will play the quarterback.
I like that.
You don't want it on aggressive and you don't want it unbalanced. Always conservative. Now, strip ball and tackling are both very much similar. They're kind of the same. So if you go on conservative with these, what you're going to do is you're going to lower the chance that the opponent will break a tackle on you, and you will kind of just get them to the ground safely more consistently. However, you won't really ever get fumbles with this. So if you have these on conservative, that's kind of what happens. AI defenders will tackle conservatively, but you don't have those fumble chances. Now, when you put these on aggressive, it's the opposite. You have a much higher chance of forcing a fumble. So with the strip, you have a much higher chance of stripping the ball. With tackling, they're going to go for more hit sticks and try to force the fumble that way. But the con of both of these is that the running backs or the ball carriers are going to break more tackles. So these are two things right here. It kind of depends on a couple of situations. If you're a high risk, high reward player, like I talked about earlier, you might want to put both of these on aggressive and just go to town and say, you know what? I know I'm going to give up more yards on some plays, but I'm also going to, on average, force more fumbles. And in a game of Madden where they're so short, these are short quarters, anytime you can increase the chance of turnovers, you're giving yourself a better chance to win. So some people like to be aggressive, high risk.
I'm not really an aggressive type of guy on defense. I'm more of a sit back and let the offense make a mistake.
One situation where I'll go aggressive on both is late in the game if I'm down, right? If it's like less than 2.
Yep, that's me too.
I'm down by a possession. I need to do anything I can to try to get the ball back. Will I get a fumble? Not necessarily, but if I can increase my chances of getting a fumble and I'm down, I have nothing to lose at that point. I need to do everything I can to give myself a chance to win the game. If they break tackles and get the first down on me, so be it, but I need to give myself a chance. So if it's late in the game and you're down, you should definitely always have these on aggressive. Now with zone drops, this is a little bit more advanced. You can take certain zones in the game and you can pick how far back you want them to drop yardage wise. If you don't like making a lot of adjustments, if you don't like being a little too advanced, if you kind of just vanilla pick
that is me
with it, then just leave these on default.
Especially on defense. I don't adjust anything on defense. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really don't.
Don't drop at all. Do you want them to go 5, 10, 15, and so on, all the way up until 30? Now, there's certain times where this will be good to use. For example, if someone is just throwing into the flats every play, just quick throws to the flats, you might want to come out in a cover 2, for example, and put this on 0, which means they're likely going to pick 6 this to the house because they've been throwing the flats.
Okay.
Keep in mind, if they catch on and then they start going deeper, you're going to leave the deep route super wide open.
Damn.
If you do change this, you're going to constantly use
the risk and reward.
Another thing you could do is if someone's beating you down the sideline with corner routes, for example, you might want to go to a cover 2 and put this on 25 or 30. That's going to make the flat drop much further back and get depth to be in position to defend those corner routes. So that's a way you can use these. Curl flats are pretty much the same as regular flats in terms of what they're going to do for you, but this is more for like a cover 3 defense. If you want your curl flats to play aggressive in the flats, you go 0 to 5. If you want them to get more depth to defend corners or crossing routes to the sideline, you go 25 to 30. And hook curls are going to be the yellow zones in the middle. So with cover 2 and cover 3, you're going to have those hook zones. Usually they drop about 5-ish yards back. If you're worried about seam routes and some stuff going over the intermediate middle, sometimes I'll put these on 10 or 15 just so they get a little bit more depth. But this is one of the ones I leave on default. Mostly if I'm using zone drops, I'm using these two. And with zone coverage, there's match and there's default. To me, I think it's better to put this on default. Match is actually very complex. I don't even fully understand match coverage rules, and this only applies to certain zone defenses. I would just say for 99.9% of people, go put this on default. Otherwise, you're going to sometimes call certain zone coverages, and they're going to actually play like man defense because that's what match coverage does. And they're going to be, in your eyes, out of position, and you're going to probably let up a lot of one-play touchdowns and busted coverages. Trust me.
Doing too much. Definition of doing too much right there.
Want to mess up by accident by having this on match. Now that you know about your coaching adjustments, you need to know about the best tips and tricks for Madden 24 overall.
Guys, within the first couple of minutes, I learned how to do coach adjustments. I'm not real, like, I'm a casual Madden player. I will say that I'm a casual Madden player. So these tips and tricks right here, a lot of them, especially on defense, I'm never going to do. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I'm never gonna do, but it was really great information on offense. I do adjustments every now and then at the line of scrimmage. I might change my play or change certain elements, but I did not even know that you could do this with the coaching adjustment. Like, I didn't even know that how you even got there. I heard about it, but I never like looked into it. So this was great video, outstanding video. Hopefully you guys did learn something like I did, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Love every single one of you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.